Hi, this is Kathleen Coate. I'm just going to talk you through how to get around D2L for my class. When you first log on, you will always see these announcements here. I tend to keep them the same just to avoid confusion. Think of this as the front door to the class. So the first announcement just reminds you how to get around. What you'll want to do is go up to this materials menu right here and scroll down to content, and that's where you get to all the material for the class. I'll show you around that in a little bit. You can also log on to Office 365. We'll be talking a little bit more about what that is and why it's good for this class especially. It connects you directly to your Normandale email and also to other software programs like Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and some other things as well that you can have access to for free as a student. This grading updates announcement always just keeps a running list of all the assignments that I have graded so far, so you're not always having to check into your gradebook to see what has been graded. I also give you instructions on how to view the feedback for your quizzes and for your assignments. And I also have another copy of this video and the welcome email that I sent in case you hadn't seen that yet. The content browser is just a shortcut to the materials and content. Instead of going up to the menu and clicking content, you can just go over to the content browser and click on where you left off. So now I'm going to show you what is in materials and content. Once you go to materials and content, everything for the class will be organized. It will show you, first of all, where you left off. So I'm just going to go back to the table of contents. The first module, and all the modules are here on the left-hand side. This is where you scroll down to get to where you are. The first module is how this course works, and it simply has some basic information about the course, reminds you that the course is divided in 2 weeks. In this summer session, it is a 5-week session. Each week, there's a module for lectures, videos, and readings that will prepare you for the graded items in the course, which may include a quiz, a discussion, and an application. Click here, and it will take you to a massive checklist. This is just for the 5 weeks. It shows you every deadline, every assignment that is due. So you can literally print this out and check off the items as you do them. I do have a checklist available in an online version as well, which I will show you, but if you want a paper copy, this is a great place to do that. The other thing, it just reminds you that the two deadlines in this course are Wednesdays and Saturdays. So every Wednesday there will be something due, and every Saturday there will be something due, as you just saw on that schedule. And there is a show project in this class. The final presentation for the class is a 5 to 7 minute presentation that you will be making that gives a summary of an analysis of a specific television show that you choose. So I'll talk more about that later. The other thing in this module is a syllabus for the class. This tells you a little bit more information about what is going to be covered in the class. Here again is my contact info, my email, my phone number. I definitely have an office on campus, which you can visit me anytime, but you do need to make an appointment because I'm not always there. The catalog description, the learning outcomes, and you don't actually have a textbook for this class, but I definitely recommend that you have an updated browser. That is one of the most important things. So you'll be able to view all of the content that I have for you. And you need to be able to watch clips on your computer and possibly network television if you need to. Each one of these things under grading information is a link to what that is. So if you click on the discussions link, it describes for you what the discussions are in this class. It also provides you a rubric, which lets you know how I grade the discussion questions. So be sure you're looking at that when it's time to understand how the course works. The other thing is the due dates checklist. This is just another place where you can go to see the checklist that I have for you. So I'm now going to go to the first module, but before I do that, I'll show you the question board. The question board is simply a discussion board. There will be several discussion boards in this class that you'll need to go to post information about what you learned, but also I have a question board, which is just a generic place where you can post a question. Notice that everybody will see this question. So if you want to have a personal conversation about your grade or something like that, I recommend using email instead of this question board. But if you post a question, especially if something isn't working in the class, if you can't open something or it looks like I might have done something wrong with a setting, please post it on here. You can also send me an email, but this works just as well. So you can just say, I have a question about whatever, and this is where you type your subject, and then you would type your question in here. Quiz 1 isn't working, blah, blah, blah for me, whatever the whatever the thing is that you need to say, and then you just hit post right here. If you click on subscribe to this thread, that means anytime somebody posts an answer to your post or reply, then you will get a notification about that. So that's kind of handy. You're not always having to check back to see if somebody has responded. So that's how the discussion board works for questions, and it's very similar to how all the other discussion boards work. So now we'll go into week one module. Every week has a specific module. All you have to do is click on this, and all of the materials and links to everything you need to do for that week are in here. So you just kind of scroll down, you go one by one through each thing. I always start with an overview and checklist, and this is exactly the same information that is on that due dates checklist that I told you about. Here's another way to just check things off as you do them. You can manually check them off and look at the due dates and just remind yourself what you're doing that week. So the next item is what I want you to do next, and then you just go on down the list. I have a discussion that asks you to introduce yourself, and there will always be a module within the week one module or every week that you're in that has the main materials I want you to read or videos that I want you to watch. So you'll click on the lecture, you'll click on the video, you'll just go down the list. And I do recommend that you take notes as you're watching these lectures. Most of them are PowerPoints, some of them are just files that I want you to read, or articles that I want you to read, or videos that I want you to watch. But if you have a notebook next to your computer, you can literally take notes as you watch. You can always go back and watch things again and look things up. So that is fine. But they will definitely help you if you take notes. You can use your notes for the quizzes and the assignments that you are going to be doing after you watch all of the lectures. So that's the main recommendation I have for how to do that. Then you'll go down to the next item, which asks you to post in the discussion board. Then you have an application. This one is to watch a couple of video segments and then write a paper about them. And then you'll take a quiz on the syllabus and the course orientation materials. So pretty much everything I'm saying now and everything that you read in the syllabus is going to be on this quiz. And then you have a quiz for the Unit 1 lectures and videos. That's all of the materials that are up in this lecture. Week 1 is the only week that has 2 quizzes. I will let you know that. Every other week is just 1 quiz. So that is how you can get around the content in this class. I will also point out that I have a show project info module, which is always open, and this gives you a little bit more information about the show project. I have a separate video for that. So now you can proceed to the next video.